Hi folks, back again. Yep, been gone for a while. This is Bathrobe Chronicles number 127. You notice there's no bathrobe. Actually, there's a bathrobe in the cabin, but frankly, it's like 80 degrees out here. This is sort of like the Chronicles on the road, for lack of a better term. I'm in a terrific cabin in the middle of the woods, about 25 minutes from Charlottesville, Virginia. I also have a production assistant here. We've had a couple of abortive attempts at trying to get this thing filmed or taped, or whatever term you want to use. We were trying to do it, but we didn't have it on the movie thing. We had it on, you know, like regular still photos, and anyway, we wasted about 15 minutes on that, and I'm sure what I said then was much better than what I'm going to say now. Anyway, just a couple of odds and ends, and by the way, I don't have a whole lot to say tonight, but I did want to make a comment. There's a gentleman, I'm assuming it's a gentleman, I can't tell by his channel the gender, but I'm assuming by the way well anyway, I'm assuming he's a gentleman. And he sent 4, 5, 6, 7 comments about Tong Ren therapy, so-called. And I went to his channel, he just started it, I guess, you know, at the time he was commenting, and the only people who he's commented about is me, it would seem, from his channel. And that's okay. And the last thing I want to do is start one of these, you know, absurd YouTube things where guys are going back and forth, or women, or whatever, arguing with each other. I surely don't want to do that, but I just found it interesting that I'm the only one he's ever commented on. He's got like tons of comments. Oh, let me start to watch. I'll tell you, just out of the habit here. But I would like to comment on a couple of things he said. One thing he said was, he said I drink cheap scotch. Now, how does he know, number one, whether I drink scotch or what I drink? And if I do drink scotch, how does he know it's cheap? And also, for all you know, it could be iced tea. And I'm saying it's scotch. No, it's not iced tea. And I recently stopped drinking scotch. I've been drinking bourbon. And it's not cheap. I mean, not that it makes any difference. I'm just trying to clarify that for you. There's nothing wrong with drinking cheap booze. And tonight, as you see, it's wine. Of course, it could be grape juice, but no, it's wine. Anyway, let me try and come up with, let me try and get back on track here, if I may. I'm sure you guys have heard of this. Have you heard of the Jesus statue that got struck by lightning and burned to the ground? I was going to have a printout from the newspaper, but I forgot. But I think it was 6 stories high, and lightning struck it. And the only thing that's left, all these little arms sticking up, you know, which are metal. I mean, everything is gone. I think it was some kind of styrofoam thing. And boof, you know, got hit by lightning, and that was it. Now, my question is, if I was a Christian, you know, like as I understand Christians, you know, God is all-powerful, God can do anything, and so on and so forth, then how would I look at this? It would seem, if I believe God controls everything, that God either caused this to happen or allowed it to happen. And if that's the case, I mean, you know, would God allow it to happen? And if he did, what was the purpose? Like, is he ticked off because he didn't like the way it looked? Or what? So, I don't know. I'm sure you guys have heard of that. Maybe some religious people would have the response that it was the devil who did it. Now, if that's the case, it seems like the devil won out over God, you know. So, I mean, I just don't know. It's just all kind of confusing to me. And I'm sure if I were a Christian, I'd even be more confused. Because after all, this is like a 6-story shrine kind of thing, and boom, it's gone. Lightning, that's it, it's gone. Okay, that's that one. This really isn't going all that well tonight, but what the hell, I'll plug along. Now, one gentleman wrote me, and I can't remember if it's the same gentleman or maybe several gentlemen wrote me, and they made the comment that if a doctor gives you the kiss of death, he looks you in the eye, and he said, "Johnny, I'm really sorry, we cannot do anything else to help you. We just can't. We've done everything. You're going to die. I don't know when, but you're going to die. You're going to die fairly soon." A couple of people posed the question, well, once you've gotten the kiss of death, how does it hurt to go seek these other treatments? Well, it hurts in a lot of ways, actually. For one thing, you're getting false hope. In other words, I don't want to be told I'm going to die. I mean, I just can't even imagine how that must feel. But I know one thing: if a doctor tells me I'm going to die, fairly soon. I mean, not 5 years, 10 years, or whatever. I mean, that'd be pretty frightening, and I'm sure I would want to do anything to try to keep that from happening. However, if this is a medical fact, in other words, I've gone to 15 doctors, they've all said the same thing, and let's assume they're competent. Let's assume they know what's going on. And so what would be the harm in me, saying, oh gosh, I'm going to go see my faith healer, or oh gosh, I'm going to go see this minister, or oh gosh, I'm going down to the audience for treatment, or oh gosh, there's a special person who knows how to treat this. What's the harm in that? Well, there's a lot of harm. The main harm is I'm getting false hope. Regardless of what I tell myself, I'm hoping something's going to happen. And what I'm not doing is coming to grips with the fact that I'm going to die. And what am I going to do for the little time that I have left, whether it's, a few weeks, a few months, or half a year, or whatever. That's the harm. False hope. And one person had written me and said, hey, and it could be free. Whether it's free or not doesn't make any difference. Number one, almost none of it is free. So and even if it's free, you're taking valuable time away from your family, away from your friends, and to chase some bogus treatment that's not going to help you anyway. And you're getting your hopes up, which is really despicable that anybody would get your hopes up when they know, it ain't going to work. Anyway, I'm going to go to part 2. Be right back.